Very, very warm welcome everyone to this online Toastmasters session on behalf of Athlone Toastmasters. I hope you're seeing the screen here. So this is the agenda for today. We have a packed meeting today with two speeches and the reports at the end. We have the theme of the meeting is there is this saying from Socrates that our VP Education, Anna, has put in here: to find yourself, think for yourself. It's quite an interesting one. I think thinking is something that we always do. It is said that in a normal day, we would have around 70,000 thoughts. Can you imagine 70,000 thoughts a day? This is something that the scientists have found out. And this is an interesting point here. I think and these thoughts are just coming on constantly, one after another, one after another. This is what happens. Some thoughts we notice, some thoughts we don't notice. Whatever thoughts we notice and give a red carpet welcome to, that becomes our main focus. And unfortunately, sometimes people focus on negative thoughts. And what that happens is it just gets into an unfortunate cycle where people are in a negative thought spiral. And that's where the depression comes in. The depression is nothing but negative thoughts that are accumulating over number of days, months, years, and then it's just making the person go into a totally negative state of mind. So if we are aware of our thoughts and if we focus on positive thoughts, then we will always be in a trajectory of being happy. So with that, I would like to start our meeting by introducing the role holders for today. As in any Toastmasters meeting, we have many role holders who help us run the meeting. The first role holder I would like to introduce is the timer of our meeting, Antoinette Gately. Can you please explain what your role involves in, Antoinette? Thank you.
I will indeed. Thanks, Samish. So my role as timer for the meeting this evening is to keep the meeting on time and to monitor the time taken during the meeting. So I'll be timing the table topics, and for each table topic, you get 2 minutes, and there'll be 1 minute then we'll say if someone wants to do an add-on. So I will ring the bell just to alert people to the time. Then I'll be timing the prepared speeches, and we have 2 prepared speeches this evening, and both of them appear to be 4 to 6 minutes. So for the prepared speeches, I'm just going to show the cards here now, the backgrounds. On the 4 minutes, I will be turning on the green background. Now I'll be getting myself out of the picture when the time comes, but I hope you can see the green. On the 5 minutes, it'll go to yellow, and on 6 minutes, it'll go to red. So that will allow the speaker to know where they are with the times. I will then also time the evaluations at the end, and the evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll have the cards again for 2, 2.5, and 3, just to let people know how they're going with the times. So that is my role for this evening. And at the end of the meeting, I'll report back on the different times that have been taken. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Antoinette, for a comprehensive view of your role. Now we go to the next role holder of this evening, Charles Malone from Tullamore Toastmasters, who is doing the role of grammarian. Thank you very much, Charles.
Thanks, Samish. Well, the word of today is truncate. I just played this to make sure I pronounce it right. Truncate. And it means to shorten, or as if by cutting off, to replace an edge, a corner of a crystal by a plane. So hopefully this meeting will not be truncated, and you will be able to fit this word in a good few times during the meeting. And I'll be looking for all, well, hopefully be all good and it won't be any oohs or ahs or any filler words. But there is, I'll let you know at the end of the meeting. As said at the last meeting, I'm not exactly the best person in the world for writing stuff down at meetings, because I'm so engrossed of what's going on at the meetings that I forget all about it. So you'll have to forgive me on that. Anyway, thanks, and hope you enjoyed the meeting.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your enthusiasm for the spirit of Toastmasters. You've put in this role in such a short notice. You've come in and you've taken up the role. Thank you so much. Huge round of applause to Charles. When we started the meeting, we were thinking that this is going to be a truncated meeting because a couple of members were not there at 8:15. So we were thinking that we were not going to have the full program, but yes, we are having a full program. So that's really great. Now I'd like to introduce the next role player of today's meeting, and it is Sharon Tooley, who is doing the general evaluator role. So can you please explain your role, Sharon? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I had to research my role, and I hope I can fulfill it well and not truncate anything this evening. I did see some explanations as a VIP attending a meeting. So if this wasn't virtual, maybe it would be cake and coffee for me this evening. But it's basically a role, I believe, of quality control. So the general evaluator will be evaluating everything that takes place during the club meeting. In addition, the general evaluator will conduct an evaluation portion at the end of the meeting and is responsible for evaluating the team, with the exception of the speeches, which will be evaluated by the speech evaluators. So yeah, that's what I will be doing. Big Brother will be watching. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sharon. A great explanation of the general evaluator role. And the quality control aspect that you said is really worth thinking about. I would say, yes, absolutely. General evaluator is helping us to improve our meetings every time when we do the meeting. So thank you so much for that. Now, I would like to go to the role that is quite an important role, because this role would take up around 30 minutes of this meeting in terms of the impromptu speaking skills that we will practice. And to help us with practicing those skills, I would like to invite Helen Keenan to the virtual stage to help us understand what your role is and also to start the topic session. Thank you very much, Helen.
Thank you, Mr. Topics Master. I have a range of topics selected, and I hope I will hear a lot of truncated speeches at 2 minutes, and I hope everybody will enjoy the topic session. I presume with everybody here, they're willing to take a topic. If you don't want a topic, put your hand up now. Good. That means everybody wants a topic. That's great. Well done to everybody. You're here to try and speak. That's what we all want. We want to hear you. Right, I want to start with the first topic, and I'm starting with a sort of a ladies' topic. I don't think the men will want to come in. I visited a clothes shop recently, and when I was in, the lady in the shop said to me, "I see you're wearing last year's stock." And to my shock and horror, I was wearing what I called my new jacket, but she called it last year's stock. Are you a follower of current fashion in that way? And I'm going to ask Sharon Dooley. Sharon, please.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master. A great question for me, because what you may not know about me is I also am a plus size fashion model. And in fact, I've just landed a new contract with a clothing shop who have just sent me a big, humongous box of winter fashion. And when I took it out, and I will not name who I'm modeling for this week because I could get myself in trouble, but it reminded me of clothing that was dated back to when my mom was, you know, twirling in front of the mirror when I was a child. And I believe fashion comes full circle. I don't think that anything is particularly new. I think it's reinvented and redefined and all these fancy words. But I actually don't believe that there is such a thing as new fashion. I wear what I like to wear. I like what makes me feel confident, what makes me feel comfortable. And I definitely generally stay in my own lane when it comes to fashion. Yes, it's a great sales technique, isn't it? When you walk in a shop for them to say you're wearing last season's. But you know what? For a good looking seasoned woman like yourself, Helen, I wouldn't pass any remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Can I pass that to any of the men on the table? Would anybody be a follower of men's fashion? I hear silence.
Charles
no,
has his hand up.
Sorry,
Well,
Deirdre?
see, I should know I'm a dairy farmer.
Charles wants to speak. Charles, let's hear you, Charles.
Well, I should know I'm a dairy farmer, and my cows are very demanding when it comes to fashion. I need to have the latest style of Welton boots on. Like if they're last year, or I went out with a brand new overall and I said, Charles, that overall is real at 1980s. You really want to get more up to date. I can't put my words how demanding my cows are, and the poor Henry, the bull, like mother of God, there last week they're saying to poor Henry that that hairstyle is out of date. You have to go to the barbers again and get a new hairstyle. So that's as far as I know about fashion. My demanding cows. Thanks.
Thank you, Charles.
Helen, if I might get in there.
All right, Deirdre.
Charles, I want to sympathize with you about your bullying bovine friends. Do not let them get to you. To get a box of clothing in the post to me would be my worst nightmare. I loathe shopping. I'm not really interested in fashion. I'm definitely a person who believes in waving a magic wand. And if I had been in the same shop as our topics master, they would have said to me, you're wearing last season's, last year, the year before, back to 30, 40 years. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you very much indeed. I just noticed that Uptown Guide Clothing has closed. So it's a men's shop gone. Nobody was interested. Okay, let's move on. A church in Kerry has decided to create a mausoleum in the church door, and they've decided to put little ashtrays in little boxes, as they've done in Italy and other places. Is this the way forward? Has anybody seen that? No?
Could you repeat that one more time? What in the church?
The church in Kerry has created a mausoleum within the church. So when you are cremated and you bring your ashes, they go into their little box in the church and they're left there forever. And he has created a wall of this in the church. Would you think that's a good idea?
Well, I actually think that might be something of the future now, whether it be in the church or not, Madam Topics Master, because as we all know, all of our cemeteries and graveyards are actually running out of space. and we're running out of space very quickly all around the county. And it is very difficult now to get land and to source land. And I suppose this is a very kind of a downer topic, but in answer to your question, I think the church in Kerry is probably trying to come up with a solution and maybe a plan for the future, because it is something that is going to have to be looked at probably sooner rather than later. And many of you that maybe know your local cemetery or think about it and how it has filled up in the last even 20 years, you know, they're just really and truly something has to be thought about for the future. So actually, when you mentioned the church first, I actually heard them talking today about putting in or having some sort of machines. And this is what I thought you were going to mention, where you make your donation now in the church and you'll be able to bring your card, because they're finding it very difficult in the last year or two, I suppose, with the onset of COVID. People don't have cash on them or loose change like they used to have one time, and they're going to come up with a way where you'll be able to tap your card and make your donation, your fiver or whatever it might be. So actually, I thought that was what you were going to mention, Madam Topics Master. But having said that, I do think that the church in Kerry is starting out something that maybe will be the future, be it something in a graveyard, as in a wall to store remains, or something in a church. Thank you, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you indeed. Christmas items appeared in shops before the Halloween. Are these events over commercialized? Can I ask that to Antoinette?
Yes, thank you, Madam Topics Master. Yes, in one word, I do think that we're starting to see Christmas earlier and earlier, and we all know that. I mean, they're hardly back to school and the things start appearing in the shop, and you're just hoping that they'll stick with Halloween for nearly September and October to let us get a chance. What I've noticed, and the last year as well, and maybe it's something to do with the pandemic, is that the supermarkets have really come on board with stocking up sweets and tins of biscuits, and we seem to be looking at them now for months in advance. And I'm just wondering, are we all buying tins of biscuits and sweets and storing them up in the corner, or are we opening them up every Sunday? Because they are being sold and you can see that they're moving. And if you ask anybody that's working in a shop, they'll tell you that there's huge demand and they're being bought. So the shops are onto something. They're not stocking them because they want to just have them in time. They're stocking them because we're buying them. So from the point of view of, I suppose, the commercial side of it and the sweets and all of that, they're looking at it as a chance to make money. The other side of it is, I suppose, all of the toys and all of the things you see for Christmas are in the shops. But in some ways, I know some people maybe want to try and spread out their spending. And if they're buying for Christmas and their toys for their children and all of that, they probably want to try and maybe get them in time. But having said that, it is very hard to go into a shop in September, October and start seeing Santas and Christmas things around you. I would prefer only to be seeing them from now on, to be honest, and even that is early. But let us get Halloween out of the way. But the commercial world we will be driven by, and I don't think it matters what we say. If somebody wants to buy them and will buy them, they will be in the shops. And the Easter eggs will be on the way after Christmas. Thank you, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you indeed, Antoinette. 50 private jets landed in Glasgow and Edinburgh for the COP26 climate change meeting. Is this not a total contradiction? Anna.
Thank you very much, Madam Topics Master. Yes, absolutely. I 150% agree that it is a total contradiction. And I think this issue has actually been raised every time this summit takes place. And every time there's different arguments for and against it. However, if we do think about it, what better way for them to get there well, I guess they could do it online. Now, they might know a little bit more about it than I do, and they might say that it isn't necessarily possible to fully host such an event remotely. They might not be able to have the conversations that they will, maybe less publicly, a little bit more in private, or they might not be able to plot and scheme behind closed doors if the event was to be held online. So yes, absolutely, I do agree that it is a contradiction of what they're trying to achieve. And we also all are aware that flying is highly, I suppose, detrimental, maybe not highly detrimental, but definitely detrimental to a point to the environment and to the whole issue of global warming. So I think that in a couple of weeks, once this event is fully concluded and the media have nothing else to talk about, it will be once again raised, this issue of them flying over there and wasting fuel and producing CO2, etc. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna. At the moment, wine is cheaper than petrol. And the advertisement went, drink more and drive less, or don't drive at all. What do you think? And I'll give it to Samesh.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Drink more and drive less. Interesting. Yes, it has been really alarming that this petrol prices and diesel prices are increasing so much in the contemporary times. This goes back to the topic that you have given before, I would say, in terms of the climate change as well. I think the electric car alternatives are quite good, except that there are some infrastructural investments that needs to be done so that electric cars become more viable. There are lots of companies now, the car companies, they are bringing in different types of electric cars. And I would say the future is and would be to go the electric way. So that is about the driving part. But drinking is like driving ourselves to become crazy. You know, if it is out of control, I'm not talking about drinking just, you know, within the control, but if you're drinking out of control, you know, it is not good for health, and it is not good for mental well-being as well. I recently attended a seminar, not a seminar, it's actually a course on mental health first aid. And they were talking about substance abuse. That was a big topic there. So I think drinking more and driving less, unless we are drinking something that is healthy, we should be doing that. And to truncate my seemingly long 7 minutes or 10-minute speech, I would like to just conclude by saying that drive an electric car and drink healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samesh. Sharon?
Thank you. Yeah, this is a really interesting conversation, and it surrounds culture. Just my opinion on the electric car issue is that the electricity prices have soared. So I'm not sure if it's actually encouraging people to go electric, because although the diesel prices are up, the electric prices are huge as well. As regards to the drinking, I was at a meeting this week and there was a survey done by the Planet Youth of the West, and they showed a survey. They surveyed 1,000 young people just finishing junior cert age. And in Galway, 41% of these 1,000 youths that were surveyed reported that they had been drunk at least twice in the last year. So I think we know we're a nation that do not need to be encouraged to drink any more than we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Francis?
Drink more and drive less. Well, you'd be happy to know I don't drink. But if I did drink more, there'd be a lot of disappointed people around. I'm a chauffeur for everyone, and that's the price I pay. But in the past, I used to play 25 with a number of old men, and they'd drive in from the country, maybe 7 or 8 kilometers, and they'd have their few pints and a good game of cards. These people lived in the back ends of nowhere. Now they can't move out. I think it's a very difficult position for these elderly people, and they've paid a very dear price. Like, there should be some kind of compensation, or at least a bus let on, which isn't available. And these are the things that should happen. But back to me, a lot of people would be having nervous breakdowns if they thought that I was going to drink more and drive less. Thankfully, I am in the unique position in that I don't drink. Although I suppose the only time that I would feel like it is when there's wine on the table and when I'm having a meal. But being a chauffeur, I'm happy to make everyone else happy. And they're happy to have me driving. So everyone's happy.
Thank you very much, Francis. Ireland had 4 sugar factories once upon a time. Now we import our sugar from South America. We have bogs covered in peat, and now we are importing peat from Germany and Poland. We have beaches full of seaweed. We have sold it, and now we import seaweed. Is all our policies mad? Can you give me an answer to that one, please, Deirdre?
Madam Topics Master, what was the first thing that you said?
We have 4 sugar factories once upon a time,
okay.
and we import sugar from South America.
I have to have the rest of it. I just couldn't remember the sugar part of it. Well, Madam Topics Master, I do think that there is a time lag between making decisions and having to work through a period of difficulty where you seem to have only contradictory things to do before you get to the right place. As far as the sugar beet is concerned, I think that was a mistake. I don't know why they did that. I don't think they should have done that, because sugar beet was something that grew easily in Ireland, and it doesn't make any sense not to do that, especially when sugar was going to still be in demand. I don't think there's any long-term policy to stop sugar. Maybe there should be a tax on it or something like that. But I thought that closing those factories is a mistake. Regarding the peat is a big issue, but to keep our bogs, peat doesn't regenerate just like that. You might have a blanket bog and you take off the top and it bounces up, but you're still depleting a very important natural resource, and there's a lot of climate issues associated with it. But I do think they should have had a proper plan in place. All of these things, I have to say, I blame entirely for the lack of foresight back in 2008. Had I been in charge at the time, or had I been in the right form, maybe I could have said it. It was clear at the time for me that we would need housing in the future. We may not have housing now. We shouldn't have sent that 65 billion abroad to pay off our debts. What we should have done is offered a negotiated agreement that they would get an investment in our future property based in 10 years' time. And because they gambled away their money, we shouldn't have had to pay it all anyway, but that's beside the point. So I think at that point, we should have started a proper plan to invest for the future, kept our skilled tradespeople in the country, got them on to refurbishing the house that we're only trying to start now, and had worked on an adequate, well thought out plan about how to replace peat. Why aren't we planting all those trees? Trees are the perfect renewable source. Why aren't we doing it? We're not doing it at enough. Regarding the seaweed, I suppose as long as we don't overfish, if that's the right word, the seaweed, I think, yes, definitely we should go ahead to try and capitalize on the seaweed thing. But again, bearing in mind there's lots of delicate ecosystems there. I'm not clear on the thinking behind. I know you can buy Irish seaweed in health food shops and things like that. It's expensive enough, and I suppose you can also wander down to the coast to do it. So I go back to my original statement. I'm going to truncate this. My original statement, sometimes there's a time lag between starting an initiative and finishing it, and the people who are living it have to suffer in the meantime. What I'd like to see is a bit of clear thinking to alleviate that suffering and to plan for it. Madam Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Deirdre. Thank you. Have you tried our new greenway? Monica?
Thank you very much, Madam Topic Master. Not yet. I would like to do it as soon as possible. Before they started to work with that, I used to go just to take that greenway, and was really nice. I really enjoyed that, just for walk or just by cycling. That was a nice view. I like to have the fresh air. But now, yeah, I'm just excited and waiting just for discover the other side that was just recently worked in that part. So yeah, I really would like to try and know more about that green pattern. Yeah, take that to do some sports and more runnings there in the morning. That would be good. Yeah, I think that was a really good work done by in the county, and yeah, it's something that definitely we need to take care, and yeah, just go for walks there is very nice. I'll say that's all. Yeah, I'll do that as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica. According to the UN.
Helen, Charles has his hand up.
Oh, sorry, it's Deirdre. Deirdre?
Charles has his hand up.
Oh, sorry, Charles.
I love cycling along the greenways. The Grand Canal is not too far away from me. And just the other day, last Sunday, I was cycling along, and it's so peaceful, and you get back to nature. Like at one stage, I seen a swan and a young cygnet beside it, and I took a great photograph of it. And it's so peaceful, like you're there on your own, and it's so peaceful on the mind, and get back to nature. And I recommend anybody to go along the Grand Canal or the Royal Canal, and there's plenty of other greenways around the country as well. Either to walk or cycle. I think they're a fantastic amenity, and I think eventually they're all going to be joined up together at some stage. A friend of mine, she works in Board Fáilte, and she's over the greenways, and they're working on a greenway going. It's called the Galway to Moscow, and when that's finished, it's going to be fantastic. So all I can say is get on your bike or start walking, but get out on them greenways.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Deirdre, could I just, or Madam Topics Master, can I add to that?
Yes, Antoinette.
Yeah, I just want to say I was actually on the new portion of the Greenway in Athlone that has opened at the White Gates, and it's a lovely addition to the existing Greenway that's there. You get to go over the road, you go over the bridge in one area, and then there's a new bridge where they bring you under the railway track close to Duns, and you come out then close across to the Shannon, and where there's an old church, and it's lovely. And it was actually a lovely day that I was on it, and lots of people out walking, and it's great to see it finished and complete. And I'm looking forward to the next part now, which will hopefully get us across the Shannon and over into the west and Roscommon and continue on to Galway, as Charles has said. So it's a great addition to the town.
Thank you very much, Anna. Nobody else is on that one? No, thank you. Will you buy an electric car, Ronan?
Oh, I was hoping to get through this unnoticed. Will I buy an electric car? Not for a while. There's been a lot of work done with electric cars. There's too many issues with it. The price of electricity is rising, the price of diesel is rising with carbon taxes. If we got the whole country out with electric cars tomorrow, we still wouldn't have enough charging points in the country to charge them all at the same time. There's an issue with the charging time at night time. It's an issue with the charging time during the daytime. It can take about an hour at a time to get decent charge in your car. Will I be drive electric car? No. I like the concept of them, but I think it's badly thought out. I think with a lot of government policies are badly thought out, and that goes back to conversations earlier on. Because a government has only a 5-year term in office, they can't seem to plan for the long-term future. And they seem to be trying to hit everybody with a stick at the moment over a short term, and I don't see the gain from it. Will I buy an electric car? No. And it's I wouldn't buy the first edition, I wouldn't buy the second edition. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Ronan. Anybody else for an electric car? No. Okay, thank you. According to the UN on Saturday in the paper, it said that this Ireland is the second best country for the quality of life in the world. Wasn't that good? Do you find it so, Sanjib?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, topic master. Yes, of course, I can say that because recently I have joined here in Athlone, Ireland, and I feel the quality of life and the way people stay here, the way they maintain their health is quite quite nice, and it's very different from other country. I have been to other country as well, like many other Asian country and then Middle East, but the way the people the way collaborate here, people support everyone is it's something different than what I experience here. Like the most important thing what I find here is like people greet on the street. Like if I walk through the street, and when I see people, they started greeting each other. So I can say this is one of the very nice country. And again, I'd like to mention one small incident which happens with me recently. I was just going on a street before one day before the Halloween on, I think it's 29th or 30th. So I was just going with my kid, and he was just on the tricycle, and I was just pushing him I was just pushing him from back, and he was enjoying, and he was just singing some songs, and and we were in our own mood, and we were going. So suddenly one old man came in front of us, and he said that if you don't mind, I want to offer something to this kid. So we were just surprised what he's going to offer us. So he told that we are going to give this kid €2 if you don't mind, because I want him to buy some sweets for him on this Halloween. Okay, and then we say not a problem, you can offer him. And he was telling me about his own childhood, how his childhood was, and he was very kind of emotional. I saw from his expression, and we thank him for offering that. And it was a very wonderful experience. I find the person very nice. Yeah, so I can say this is one of the best country to live in. Yeah, thank you, topic master.
Thanks very much, Sanjib. I want to pass the same topic on to Samash. How do you find the quality of life in Ireland?
Thank you very much, Madam Topics Master, and probably we can make this the last topic, if that's okay with you. Quality of life is absolutely outstanding, I would say.
Pardon me?
Outstanding, you know, it's extremely good in the sense that we are coming from India, as you know, and the challenge in India is population, actually. There are lots of people, and because of that, there are a lot of other challenges that come in, like traffic and different other things, maintaining for the people and all those things. I think the biggest advantage here in Ireland is the population. I think that there's not much population. And because of that, I think things are, you know, there is a good bit of control in terms of the whole thing. And we can give more time to the personal life as well, I think. You know, otherwise people are just traveling from home to office for 2 hours and coming back 2 hours. So 4 hours of the whole time is lost there. So things like that, I think all these small things matter, you know, in terms of getting a good quality of life. I think the most important thing, but then the quality of life is different for different people. For example, some people, the quality of life would be to live in places where there is a lot of crowd and go to a lot of shops. If that is the standard of quality of life, then people might not like Athlone, because Athlone is a small town, not many shops, you know, like shopping centers, very few shopping centers. So things like that. I think it depends on person, but personally, I think absolutely 100%. There's a great quality of life in Ireland. Now, I would like to pass on one question to you, Helen. Oh, sorry, Francis, please.
Francis?
There's no doubt about it. We are very lucky to be in Ireland. And I would say it's a great country. But I can't understand how you could see it as the second best for quality of life and leave behind Scandinavian countries, because it's one of them.
They were first.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, they were first.
Who was first?
Norway.
Oh, sorry.
Norway was first and we were given second for the quality of life.
But all those Scandinavian countries are better than Ireland. Not one, not two, all four. The health system is the best. And at the moment, Ireland is struggling there. So if we expect quality of life, our health is the most important thing. And we're certainly not getting that. But otherwise, Ireland, we are lucky to be here. And it is a great country. But I don't think it should be at number 2.
Well, c'est la vie.
But
Can I just
like
say something? Oh, sorry.
Anna?
So, Francis, I actually think that those statistics, that's based on a few other factors than, you know, that it's nice to live here. It's gender equality. I'm pretty sure there is something to do with life expectancy, if I'm not wrong, and finance. So like financial stability and stuff. So like, do you know the things? Yeah. So the things that you are actually talking about, they're not taken into consideration when designing those those lists. So you might be absolutely right in what you're saying. In Ireland, if those things were taken into consideration, Ireland might be at the bottom of the list, somewhere hovering over the USA or something like that. But for the data that's being actually taken into consideration for this, I think Ireland is doing quite well. So yeah,
okay.
FYI.
Tell me that, Anna. You've certainly put me on my place.
I just noticed that our timer never truncated anybody. Thank you, timer.
Just one or two.
Just one or two. Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam.
Well, thank you all for
a great session of
participating,
topics.
and I must say I enjoyed your answers. Thank you.
As the tradition goes in Athlone
I hand back
Toastmasters,
to
I would like
Smash,
to.
our Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Helen.
Smash.
As the tradition goes in Athlone Toastmasters, I would like to bring a topic back to you. I wanted to understand, are you able to hear me, Helen?
Pardon me?
Are you able to hear me?
So I didn't get it, Smash.
Are you able to hear me?
Am I?
Are you hearing me? Is everyone able to hear me?
I'm finding it
Yes,
slightly
yes.
I can hear Samesh. Helen, Samesh wants to know, can you hear him?
Yes, I can hear Deirdre stronger.
You're not able to hear me clearly, is it?
She can hear me, but not you that well.
Sorry, Deirdre, what did you say?
Deirdre can translate there for you.
Okay. Ask
Okay,
her this topic.
We won't go for our tradition of returning back at topics to the topics master. I think there is some audio issue on your side, Helen. So thank you all very much for your time. Let's take 10 minutes break. Let's come back at 20 past. 12 minutes break. Thank you very much.
Francis.
Very welcome, everyone. Hope you had a good break. And now we are going to the second part of the program, which is the prepared speeches. And we are very fortunate to have two icebreaker speeches today in this meeting, which is what this club is for, actually. This club is for new members to come in, practice their speaking skills, and the existing members to continue to practice their speaking skills as well. So we're really fortunate to have two icebreakers today. The first icebreaker is from Innovative Planning Level 1, which will be given by Monica Salazar, and the evaluator for that speech is Anna Howard. Anna, can you please give us the objectives of Monica's speech? Thank you very much.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Monica's speech is an icebreaker, like you've just mentioned. It is going to be 4 to 6 minutes long. And the purpose of the project is for Monica to introduce herself to the club, and to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Monica's speech title is Toastmasters. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hannah, for giving us the objectives of Monica's speech. With a speech entitled Toastmasters, please welcome Monica to the virtual stage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster and evaluator for the introduction. Good night, everyone. I would like to start my speech just asking this: Toastmasters? Why did I join Toastmasters? So, well, I knew the existence of Toastmasters in my company some years ago. But at the beginning of this year, I was invited by Somesh, so thanks for that, to a speechcraft course. So I started that one, and I really know which are the activities in the club. I knew about the roles and how they are played in each meeting, and yeah. Also, I know about the pathways. So how can I improve in general my speaking skills? And so, yeah, after that, I decided to join the club, and I just started officially in this year in September, and just enjoying this friendly in Athlone Toastmaster Club. But yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm Monica Medina Salazar. I'm from Mexico. This is one of the biggest most populated cities in the world. I love the Mexican food, especially the tacos. Those are, the tortilla with the meat and the sauce. That's something really delicious that I'm missing here so much. But yeah, in general, talking about a bit more about myself, I consider myself a happy woman that likes to keep learning and likes to live the life in the best way possible. I love to do sports and some other activities, for example, hiking, water ski, ice ski, exploring the caves and mountain climbing. Also snorkeling and swimming with whale sharks. That's a story that probably some of the guys here knows, but that will be another topic probably to take another day. That's really nice, very amazing experience. But also I have the opportunity to do some skydiving, and this is something that I remember the first time when I was there in a green valley. Was very early in the morning, and I was, after taking some training and after I put on all my equipment, I was ready just to go to the plane. So I was there with my instructor. Just the plane started to fly around the valley. And then when I was very excited. I was in the edge of the door of the aircraft when I was just having a look down the small houses, and I said, oh my God, this is crazy. What I am doing here? Even I can see in the far, the round of the earth. So I don't know if it was my imagination or what, but I can see like the round of the earth. I say, oh my God, that's exciting. But then when I was there just at the edge of the door, I was terrified. I said, oh my God, what I am doing here? But yeah, my instructor said, are you ready? And I say, okay, let's go, we are here. So I jumped. The plane was at an altitude of 13,000 feet, which is around 4 kilometers. So that gives us the opportunity to have around 40, 50 seconds of free fall. So when the parapet is not open, it's a completely free fall. That was really amazing. That was one of the most excited experience that I have had. But it's also hard when you are doing this fall, because all the air is coming to your face. So even I wanted to scream, but it was not possible to do that because it was hard to breathe it. So I just opted to smile and enjoy the journey. But yeah, that's something that I really recommend you to do once in your life, if you would like. And so just going back a little bit about talking about me. I'm also a computer engineer profession. I like to analyze, design, create solutions for different problems using the technology. More specifically, this software programming. Despite I've been using technical English during my career, sometimes I had some problems with the English. I'm learning every day, but I hope to practice here a lot. And that was also a good point for me to join this club and practice those skills, and hopefully getting the enhancement or be better in self-confidence when doing some speeches, because it's not the same working with technical English and that just give a speech to a group of people. So yeah, I like to have some friends here, and yeah, especially have a lot of fun, and yeah, gain confidence, self-development, and be able to deliver my ideas in a better way. And also with that, help in my career growth and in general, improve my life. So that's all. Thank you all for that.
Thank you very much, Monica, for a wonderful icebreaker speech. Thank you so much. Now we go to the second icebreaker speech of this meeting, which will be given by Sanjeev Sharma, titled My Life, My Responsibility from Presentation Mastery Level 1, Project 1. I would like to invite Francis Keenan to please remind us again about the objectives of Sanjeev Sharma's speech. Thank you very much, Francis.
The objectives, well, the purpose of this project is to introduce oneself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Write and deliver a speech about any topic to introduce yourself to the club. Your speech may be humorous, informational, or any other style that appeals to you. The time for this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. And good luck. Oh yeah, Sanjeev Sharma.
Yeah, thank you, Francis. Yeah.
Thank you very much. With a speech entitled My Life, My Responsibility, please welcome Sanjeev Sharma to the virtual stage.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. So I'll begin my speech with a title, My Life, My Responsibility. This is what I have chosen the topic of my speech today, and I think this is what the biggest learning I have throughout my journey, my life journey as so far. This is my first icebreaker speech, which I'm going to deliver in front of you. And thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity. And I hope this speech is going to be informative. Informative. Okay, so in order to deliver my speech, I have divided the entire speech in three sections. The first section is where I'll talk about myself and my journey, my life journey so far. In the second section, I'll tell about what are the lessons I so far I've learned in my life, and the third would be my goal. My goal of life, what I want to achieve as a person in my life, and as a member in this Toastmaster club. Okay, so now starting with my first section, that is about me and my journey so far. So as you all know that my name is Sanjeev Kumar Sharma, and recently I have moved to Athlone from India, Mumbai, and I find Athlone is a very nice place, nice place, and this is not only give me some good opportunity here. So I'll just tell you a little about my childhood. Though as a nature, I consider to be a very shy person in my family, and I was so shy and hesitating since from my childhood, that whenever any guest come to my home and my parents when they tell to introduce myself or just go and see them, I was shying a lot. It was a big hesitation in me to go and meet them or greet them. So I from the since the childhood I find myself as a very shy and very hesitating, very fearing person. And there are many instances I can say it's my honest it's my honest thought. I mean, it's my it would be my kind of confession here that yes, I have many times I have done so much work to overcome this shyness and fear. But all the time it's me who is responsible. Maybe I have not taken appropriate action. I have not work in that the way I should work to overcome this kind of problem. But again I learn from lot from my life. Okay, so what the lessons moving back to my second section, that is a lesson learned. So I learned a lot from my life. Especially I find at this point of time communication is something as a very vital and it's a very essential thing one should know, because without this we cannot move ahead. Without this we cannot move ahead. And I find that what I am today and what I would be in future is a action, is a thought and action of my own own. So and I'm not because earlier I used to blame people, blame the circumstances, that yes, because of this this is happening. But those are all baseless. Those were all baseless things. Things. So it's entirely my responsibility how I take my life, how I deal with the situation, how I address the different situation. So it's me who is responsible for what I am now. And then my third section is like a goal. So now I want to excel as a company. I want to excel. I want to achieve something in communication and public 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 speaking. And I want to address multiple people, and I want to get some appreciation from them. And I have a lot of expectation joining this club. I know I'm with a very kind and humble person like you. You people are very kind and very collaborative, and I know that I'll be learning lot of things from you people. Okay, so thank you everyone for all your cooperation. Yeah, thank you very much. So with this, I'm just ending my speech. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, Sanjeev. Excellent icebreaker. Very good. We're really fortunate to have two icebreakers today.
Thank you very
from
much.
two brand new members. Thank you so much.
I love
Now we go to
surprise
the
because one.
now we go to the last section of this meeting, which is the evaluation section and the report section.
Thursday evening, we're going to have our very first panel discussion.
I'm just muting Charles. Sorry, Charles, there was some noise coming from your side, so I just muted you. I've muted you now. You can mute yourself, otherwise. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we go to the evaluation sections, and to evaluate the speech of Monica, we have Anna as the evaluator. So can you please give us Monica's evaluation, Anna? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. And Monica, thank you for sharing how your adventure with Toastmasters started. That was a well-delivered and well-prepared speech. Well done. The purpose of your speech was to introduce yourself to us, and you've achieved that goal brilliantly. You gave us an insight into yourself by presenting an interesting story from your life to us. Another objective you were faced with was to learn the basic structure of a public speech, which you also succeeded at. Your speech had a clear beginning when you told us how you joined Toastmasters. It had a main body where you told us a little bit about your hobbies, and an end when you conveyed your hopes for the future and your goals in joining our club. I thought it was particularly effective the way you engaged the audience by telling us an intriguing story from your life. I especially enjoyed it when you pretended you were standing in the door of the airplane. It allowed me to imagine it really clearly. Your hand gestures were also used effectively. Your speech was incredibly pleasant, and the story you told made me smile a number of times. You could tell that the audience was engaged in your speech because most of us laughed at the right moments and at the same moments, so we were clearly listening. Your voice, Monica, was well modulated and it was clear, easy to follow. You were easily understood and you used speed well to your advantage. I think your speech was only a little over time, if any, so maybe next time you could consider truncating it a little bit. I would also suggest using more varied language in order to further your knowledge of English every time you deliver a new speech. You had good eye contact with the audience during your speech, so well done on that as well. And to summarize, I was very impressed by your delivery. I saw some great things in your speech, and I also see a potential for continued growth as you focus on things like a wider range of vocabulary and your timing. So keep up the good work on using your hand gestures and speech structure. And I look forward to hearing more of your excellent speeches in the near future, Monica. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anna.
Thanks a lot, Anna, for your wonderful evaluation. Now I'll go to the next evaluator of Sanjeev Sharma's speech, Francis Kinnan, to the virtual stage to please give us the evaluation for Sanjeev's speech. Thank you very much, Francis.
Hello, Sanjeev, and congratulations on getting through your icebreaker. You immediately introduced yourself and you got our attention. You divided your life into 3 parts, and that's good. Like, just give 3 parts. If you were to divide it into any more, it would be tight for the time. So you introduced me and my learning so far, what I've learned from life and what I plan to learn. So they were definite, and we're all doing that. So it was a very, very good opening. What I found about it, in between each, you had very smooth traditions, moving in transitions, moving from one to another, ebbing and flowing, knitted together. And it was done at a nice pace. The pace was good, your tone was good, and you used pause well. You talked about your childhood, which was what you were learning from. Then you talked about taking responsibility, as you need to do now. And you talked about how you were going to improve yourself moving forward. So you had 3 aspects of your life, in that you told us who you were, you told us who you are now, and you told us what you would like to be in the future. So I really did like that opening, which described who you were, what you are, and who you want to be. And that was a good way to open. And then you had a body, and that body was those 3 points. And those were the 2 particular things that I valued most. And so it was prepared and well researched and well organized. And it got the attention of the audience. Like, people always like to know a person's background, but you divided it in such a way that people learned a lot from where you came from, who you are now, and your plans for the future. Overall, I think it was an excellent speech. And moving forward, I think you can really, really do well. So congratulations on achieving your icebreaker, Sajid.
Thank you, Francis. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Francis, for a great evaluation again. Thank you so much. Now we go to the next few roles. I would like to invite Antoinette to the virtual stage to please give us the timing for the speeches and the speech evaluations. Thank you very much, Antoinette.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Now, the timings for our speeches this evening, Monica was 6:46 and Anna's evaluation was 2:35 and Sanjeev's speech was 6:09 and Francis' evaluation was 2:40. So well done, everybody.
Thank you very much, Antoinette. Now we go to the next role taker, Charles Malone, from all the way from Athlone Toastmasters, to please give us how we did with our word of the meeting and grammar. Thank you so much, Charles.
Well, as for the word of the day, you're all very good. Samesh said it 3 times, at least that I caught on anyway. Sharon said it once, Helen said it twice, and Anna said it once. Now, I could have missed other people, and if you have said it and I did catch it, please forgive me. As for the filler words, I thought you were all fantastic tonight. I have very little filler words.
Yeah, Francis, if you allow me, I have one small story on this truncate. You know, like if you allow me, then I can tell you the smallest. It will not take more than one or 2 minutes.
Fire ahead,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. So actually, prior to this job, I was working in Nokia. Okay, so at the time I was playing a support role. I was supporting Oracle database there. So what happened? I got one ticket at the time, and it was because the application was not launching. It was not launching any application. Okay, so I just tried to dig the issue, because I was a very new to this field. I was just almost 1 year experience at the time. So I immediately after 1 day, I just escalated that my ticket to the tier 2 team. So what the tier 2 team suggested me to truncate the database. Okay, they told me to truncate the database. So I was not aware of this term. So what it mean by truncating the database? So at the time, this is the word which I remember from that onward. So I after that I Google it, and I asked to many people what it mean by truncating the database. So at the time I came to know what it mean by truncating. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Charles. So I truncated the
No
database,
problem.
and it problem resolves. Yes.
I personally thought truncate was a threat from Charles to all of us here.
I'd never do anything like that. You know, see the halo over my head. Anyway, where was I? You're brilliant with the oohs and ahs, no filler words. I heard very few filler words tonight. I heard a few oohs and ahs and ands and buts, but I thought you're all fantastic anyway, as usual. And as usual, I was so engrossed in the speeches, I didn't write anything down. I love them improving things. Maybe the next time you get me. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Charles. As usual, great word. And as Sanjeev was saying, truncate is something that is used in software terminology as well. It's quite interesting. Right, so we go to the last part of the meeting, which would be the general evaluation. And I would like to invite Sharon Dooley, who is also our new member, and she's doing the general evaluation for the first time. So do please welcome to the virtual stage. Generally, general evaluation is done for 5 to 7 minutes, similar to a speech that you would do, a normal speech. So thank you very much, Sharon.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to take Charles's line and apologize for what I'm about to do before I do it. So yeah, what an amazing meeting. I've a great buzz and a great warm feeling after it, because it just, as usual, it was just a pleasure to be here. The meeting did start a bit late due to latecomers and a bit of general chit chat. So we did actually start just 6 minutes late. But we started with Shemesh showing us the agenda, which was very well planned, very well prepared as usual, and clear as to what was going ahead. Just to note that the online mics, when we are online, just that everyone remembers to mute, because there was just a couple of hiccups with the mics not being muted. Shemesh started us with the mindset, and it was a great introduction about mindful thinking, and it really kind of set the frame of how our thoughts are affected tomorrow by what we think today. And I thought that was lovely, because we soak in so much knowledge at Toastmasters like a sponge, so it was nice to know where that was going. We then introduced the roles, and Antoinette showed great examples of how the timing visuals would work for the speakers. And I think that's really great, because it puts the speakers at ease when they can see the order and sequence of what to expect from the timing. I just found the bell for the table topics didn't work very well for me. I couldn't hear it ringing, because when somebody is speaking, they tend to take the screen and you can't hear the noise of the bell ringing so much. I did notice the hand go up, but not when I was speaking. It wasn't as clear, I suppose, as the screens would be. But the screens during the speeches were absolutely perfect, and I love to see that traffic light sequence. It just works really well. Charles, you're a great grammarian to step in at the last minute and come up with a great word. I counted it 8 times, so 1 more than you, so whoever you were missing, they will forgive you, I'm sure, but that was pretty accurate counting, so well done, that was great. And then Helen, the topics master, the great current affairs, and kind of gave me a bit of a news update that I hadn't been watching the news lately. So it was great to kind of get that current affairs side of things, because when we are talking spontaneously, normally we are talking about things that are in the news, right? So I thought that was really good to have that. And you also offered people the option of opting out if they didn't want to take a subject. So that was a really good buffer to have for them. So there were 7 different speakers for the first sections, with 6 different people doing follow-ups. And that was really good. It flowed brilliantly. I think every topic had somebody wanting to talk about. It wasn't a stale topic, as I would say, at all. So that was really great. The gallery view, the corner of the screen that says view, sometimes that's handy to click. So then you get to see everybody if you're on a desktop in the meeting. So sometimes that's easier than trying to flick between screens and trying to scroll along to see who has their hands up and things like that. So we then went into the break and we came back, and Shemesh was aware that we were running a bit behind. So he brought us back very quick by putting the visual up of the agenda, which was a cue for us to, get back into the meetings. That was really great. Went on to the speeches then, and Anna introduced the speech very well. And on the feedback, I got 3 positives at the start, then explained the start, middle, of the end, that she had heard and understood what the speech structure was, followed by another 8 positives, 2 suggestions, and then another 5 positives and 1 real key encouraging at the end of it. So I thought that was absolutely amazing, and the evaluation was within time. Francis again introduced very well, and on the feedback I loved that you addressed Sanjeev and said hello and congratulations on your speech, because it made him aware that you were talking to him, and I just thought that was very welcoming. You then went on to give 2 positives, and again you summarized the 3 parts of the speech, explaining that you had listened and Sanjeev had been heard of his structure of the speech, followed by another 5 positives. and you fed back that it was from childhood to responsibility and how he was going to improve. And again, it confirmed that Sandeep had been heard, in fact, and that the structure of his speech was correct. You then went on to give 4 more positives, and you ended so encouragingly. It was absolutely beautiful. So all in all, I think that was a really lovely meeting, and it just flowed very well. We had a bit of a late start, but it just swam along beautifully after that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Excellently done general evaluation. Thank you so much. So we come to the end of the meeting a little bit late, started a little bit late, ending a little bit late.
Smash, I remember who the person left out to said a word. It was myself.
Okay, thank you all so much for giving your time, energy, enthusiasm, yourself, your personal unique self to this meeting. That is what makes each and every meeting really interesting. When we give up our 100%, when we are totally immersed in what we are doing, when we are being in the present moment, that is what makes the whole thing really a lively experience. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for contributing 100% to this meeting. And we look forward to meeting the hybrid way after 2 weeks. So I would like to close this meeting, and then we can discuss about our next meeting. Thank you so much.